I'm Steve, I'm the sales manager here at Alf England. It's a family dealership. I am fourth generation, so we've been going now since 1946. We've got 2 workshops on site, so we've got a main workshop for doing day-to-day tyre changing, MOTs, service work, PDI and that kind of thing, and then we've just built a new dedicated workshop for the more specialist stuff, so any welding fabrication, machining. We've put on aftermarket accessories like exhaust systems, and then our new suspension bench that we've just had put in as well. Workshop is all kitted out in Dura stuff. 2 technicians have got individual boxes that are from home with tools. The other 2 bays have got integrated Dura boxes that then the technicians provide their own tools for that. But we found that the integration with the Dura stuff, it gave us additional counter space, which was a big must, as well as it looking really sleek. So end of the night, tools are all away, everything's shut, everything just looks really clean and professional. We actually had Dura stuff coming up to 20 years now is when we first took Dura on. Back then it was all silver and grey cabinetry with exposed benches underneath, so they didn't have cupboards on. And then over the years, as our needs have changed and our workshop has expanded, and then a few years ago Yamaha changed their VI. So as part of their corporate identity, they really wanted sort of like black cabinetry in the workshop. We actually took the old furniture that had been in for about 13, 14 years and we re-powder coated it. So we completely repurposed the existing furniture, and then we changed, instead of having the open lower sections, we then asked Dura for some cupboards instead, and then the integrated toolboxes. And even after 20 years, re-powder coating will look brand new, and it bolted straight onto the new Dura stuff. So everything was just seamless. It looked like it had been, like it was a fresh install. We approached Dura again with a new project and basically said, with all this integration that you do, have you ever thought about doing sort of waste integration for an oil system, specifically for drainage? So we sort of approached Dura with a design on a scrap of paper and just sort of said to them, can you make this model come to life? This is actually a one-off piece that Dura have worked on for our suspension. We've had benches that have been set back, so it allows the technicians to work inboard so they're not hanging out, especially when they've got long fork legs. They want to be as close to it as they can do. We've got integrated drawers that pull out that have got drainage systems in them, so when they have got fork legs being worked on, everything can all be drained, keep all the mess off the floor, keep hazards down to a minimal. And then we had a 1200 unit with a big, like a stainless steel sink in it. And again, when we're doing anything on there, it can all drain. It means we can clean it all down in there. Everything all goes through to a tank in the middle. We can do all of our prep work. The area stays clean at all times, and then gives us, a nice professional feel and a nice environment to work in. This wasn't just sort of one of those pie in the sky ideas that we just sort of put out there and went, oh, well, this would be a good idea. I actually spoke to the technicians, what do they want out of the bench, what ideas can they bring to the table, and that's how it was really born. We listened, they sort of said they want a real solid platform, when they're mounting the vices, it's have a real thick topper on it, so when they're trying to split the forks apart, it's not wobbling around. They wanted a nice large work area, so again, when it's all stripped out, they've got plenty of space to clean it and to keep it. The biggest thing with suspension is it's got to be clean at all times. So by giving the facility of stainless steel and a large area to work off, it meant that they can keep that product clean at all times. It meant that the job is very easy to go backwards and forth with. We went for a much bigger bench than we initially thought of. So when we were originally tossing some ideas about there, the bench was about half the size. And then when we actually had a meeting and the team at Dura came out to see us, we did a site meeting, went through it with the lads, and we sort of put a few ideas together. We actually doubled the size of the workbench to give us a lot more flexibility. Customers' needs are changing. They want more out of their existing bike. You know, people are keeping their bikes that bit longer and they want to improve on that. And with suspension out there from K-Tech, from Öhlins, you know, you can take your existing fantastic bike and really tailor make it to you. And we thought, well, actually, while the bikes are in for service and people trust us and they keep coming back to us, if we offer that additional service, not only to replace the parts with aftermarket stuff from high-end companies, but we could even, you know, adjust their standard suspension or their current bike to basically make it how they want it, so tailor the experience to the customer. And by doing that is why we decided to open up this new facility. Dura, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So from start to finish, I spoke to Steve, and I sort of said to him, look, this was our idea. You know, can we do something with it? Can we work with it? He then got David in the design department to give me a ring straight away. Within a couple of days of this harebrained idea that we sort of had, it became CAD drawings and, you know, phone calls and emails back and forwards. We knew it wasn't going to be an overnight process. You know, there was a lot of custom pieces that need to be made. The stainless steel sink, that was a complete one-off, so trying to figure out how to do that so I had the right drop and fall on it, so all the oil would be not just caught but filtered down into the middle, by setting the benches back, having separate pull-out trays. Those sort of things took time, and to be fair, Dura turned round and went from a piece that had never been even thought of to a finished product within about 6 to 9 months. We had it delivered, and then we got the team to install it as well. Very professional, came when they said they were going to come, bright and early. 2 guys came and did it, full install in a day, no problem. Even things like, oh, would you mind fitting the vise for me? Yeah, no problem at all, Steve, we'll do that while we're here. So even the vices that really we should have fitted, they were more than happy to put it on as part of the install, make sure everything was in, make sure everything was level. Yeah, very professional. If somebody was thinking of a workshop, hands down, Dura. We keep coming back. There's nobody else we would use for a professional environment. As these things have done, you know, some of the furniture has done 20 years and it still is like brand new. You won't get that from your off-the-shelf stuff you order off the internet. This is a different level. If you're using this day in, day out, you want something that's reliable, and with Dura we get that. We've never had any issues with any of the doors. We like the integration, things like the gloves, the towels, the bin integration. It tidied up our workshop no end. Instead of having separate bins everywhere for the rubbish, actually now everything's all into the units. Gloves and resources, that can all be properly stacked away. There's somewhere for everything to go. Like I say, all the furniture is steel and thick. So again, when you're opening and closing the doors day in, day out, they open the same now as they did, you know, all them years ago. Yeah, I would only ever have Dura in our workshop.